Hello everyone. I'm Vidhanish, and today I'm going to explain about what is an LLC and how it works. Before understanding what is an LLC and how it exactly operates, I believe it's quite essential for us to understand why do we require an LLC. Let's get started. This is a very famous quote that says, "You pay for the wastage as well." It's very true because even if you go to a gold shop today and you purchase any ornament, you will have to pay not just for the gram of gold you have bought, but you should also pay for the wastage that was occurred in its making. Similarly, in this era of digital technology, even if you take communication sector or power electronics or an electric vehicle where DC-DC converters are involved, everywhere digital circuits are involved where high frequency switching takes place. And in any circuit where this takes place, power losses are bound to occur naturally. Now, to prevent this power losses, we would require some solutions, and LLC is a part of that solution. However, do you want to know why exactly this power losses occur? Let's get started. Now, if you see the picture over here, let me show you. The picture over here is a simple switch. This is what we have learned in our school. If I connect it, it gets on, and if I remove, it's off. However, it's vital to note that in digital circuits, such kind of switches are very rare and are of no use. Hence, we use MOSFETs as switches. And if you see, this is the gate terminal where we have provided a certain amount of voltage. And we also have the supply voltage as well as the ground. So we have our source and drain terminals respectively. Now, if you are able to understand the operation of a MOSFET, as soon as my VGS, the voltage between the gate and source, is increased beyond the threshold level. See, initially it's zero, then there is no ID, drain current. However, once it's increased beyond the threshold, you can observe that the ID also gradually starts to increase. Similarly, the VDS also starts to accumulate constantly till a point. And we also have an inductor over here, and you know that inductor doesn't like changes in current. So after a point of time, when the VGS is increased up to the threshold and beyond, the VDS gradually starts to decrease. However, please note that the current decreases after reaching a peak, but till the point of time we do not decrease the VGS signal, the current will still remain up till that point. However, the moment I decrease VGS, there is a sudden hike in VDS, and this is the reason for my power loss. So what's happening? The VDS, which if you can just kind of put both the graphs together, if I multiply the current and the voltage, I get my power. So this basically is my power loss that has occurred during the switching process. So this is during the on stage and this is during the off stage. These power losses are something that we are supposed to counter. Now, although it's absolutely impossible to get zero power loss, we can eliminate or we can nullify the amount of power loss that occurs. So what's the solution? The solution is avoid this overlapping of VDS and ID, especially at the point of switching. How do we do that? So I have my ID and I have my VDS. I can kind of expand my VDS in such a way that they do not overlap at the instance of switching. This is one of the way how I can significantly. So what is happening here? I'm just expanding this thing over here. From here, I'm just pulling out to this part where once my VDS has decreased completely, only then the ID will start to increase. In this way, I can nullify the, not nullify completely, but I can reduce the power dissipation to a large extent. And this is called zero voltage switching, because once my voltage has come to zero VDS, only then the ID has started. Then there is another concept called zero current switching. In zero current switching, what happens is, before that, let me explain what happened in the previous slide. So in the previous slides, whatever we have seen was called hard switching, where I have increased the VGS and decreased the VGS. And now we have come to soft switching. So the second part of soft switching is the use of a resonant LLC converter. LLC is nothing but, see, L stands for inductance, C stands for capacitance. Over here, if you see, this is a switching bridge, okay? This has two MOSFETs over here constituting for one switch and two MOSFETs over here constituting another switch. And we have a capacitor in series with a inductor and another inductor over here. And this is a transformer. So what exactly happens is, this is a full bridge LLC converter. So full bridge means I'm going to get my signal from plus VDD to minus VDD. I'll not be having any zeros over here. So it'll either be plus VDD or minus VDD. And moving on, there are three modes of operation of this circuit. So one is at resonance frequency, and the second one is above resonant and below resonance frequency. So resonant frequency is where I reach my peak signal. However, switching frequency, so depending upon the switching frequency, the performance of this circuit also matters. So if your resonance frequency is equal to the switching frequency, then you can see that the current over here is very mildly overlapping with the voltage VDS, and hence the power dissipation is quite less. However, in case of the frequency of switching being far more than the resonant, you can see that the curve over here is kind of even more delayed, and this increases the power dissipation at the primary end of the transformer. And if you see Fs is less than Fr, then it's slightly complex, because even at the primary level, the switching takes place slowly. And see, basically one thing we have to understand is switching is happening because switching means you cannot have a circuit that instantly goes up and instantly comes down. It will take some time gradually to go. Why does that happen? It happens because of my parasitic capacitance. So parasitic capacitance exists between the terminals of the MOSFET, and because of that, we are having this mild increase and mild decrease in the voltage instead of rapid increase and rapid decrease. Now, once you understand that, I can tell you the third thing. So over here, if we see, the current has gradually, instead it's even more gradual, increasing to more load on the primary side. And since there is a lot of conduction losses, you need a step up gain or a boost operation that is essential at this side. Now, the advantages, of course, decreases switching loss, decreasing transformer leakage inductance loss. It decreases the diode recovery loss, decreases the high frequency noise, and overall efficiency is increased by soft switching. However, there are some complexities in its implementation, such as there is an additional circuit requirement because you need so many capacitors, you need so many diodes, and you need a transformer as well. And the complicated control, because it's a high frequency switching, you need to make sure that this circuit is properly tested and is controllable, in the sense that even if Fs is highly greater or less than the resonant frequency, the circuit must be able to deliver the output with proper efficiency. Thank you and have a nice day.